Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back. It's your boy Cool Rob, cool to the cool, cool to the most, cool to the other side of the pillow. Welcome back to another episode of Cool Rob TV. And the new bullpen, y'all. This is brand new. I'll talk about it later in another video, but we're going to get it in, y'all. Thank y'all so much for the love and support you're showing me. I'm trying to hurry up and get all this out. Keep it coming, keep it coming. It's touching the soul. Soul is touching a beautiful thing. Like, dislike, leave comments. Engagement is a must. I always say this every video because we're always looking for new people to come on these shows. Shout out to Movie Hood TV. Go show them some love. Show them some love. Show them some love. I wanted to hurry up and get all that out. The panel is back, y'all. We about to get it in. We got a serious topic we're gonna talk about, but I wanted to hurry up and introduce everybody. Thank you so much, everybody, for taking time out your night for coming on. But let me start up top. Miss Nene, thank you so much for coming back. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How about you?
I'm good. I'm just honored that you came back. You was able to come back. Thank you so much. I appreciate
it. Thank you for having me.
Hope you had a beautiful day.
I did. Hope you did as well.
It's good. Definitely good. Thank you so much. Sister Chrissy, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm honored to have you back on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I hope you had a beautiful day.
Yeah, I did. You did too, I hope.
I did. Brothers, life coach, author, book and title I did at Donnell Oaks. What's up, bro? What's up, brother?
Indeed. I'm good, man. Thanks for having me, Rob.
Thanks for coming back, bro. It's your fourth time. You know what I'm saying? Showing big love to you, man. Thank you so much.
Indeed. Thanks.
I appreciate you. Brother Karim, all the way from the NY. How you, brother?
Salute, family. Peace. Once again, appreciate the invite. Greetings to all our family. Let's get busy.
Thank you so much, bro, for taking time out your night for coming back on, man. I really appreciate you, bro. And last but not least, he questions everything. My man, 97, Greedy Vegan, aka Donnie. What's going on, bro?
Man, I'm cooling, bro. Peace and love to everyone. Enlightenment to all the family. I'm ready to get it in. I done been disturbed with some late breaking news. I'm just ready to get it in, bro. Let's make it happen tonight. Let's drop something for them tonight that's powerful.
Thank you so much, bro. What a way to start that off. So let's get started, y'all. So, like I say, we're back with another episode. What's on your mind? 30 minutes with Cool Rob, and I got the panel because we get ready to talk about the once again another killing. This time in Washington D.C., my hometown. Well, I'm in Maryland, but 5 minutes away from it. There's a lot of us on here that's from it. So yeah, it just happened yesterday. We're here to talk about it. This panel got something to say, y'all, and they're gonna bring it, and it's gonna be serious. So let's get started. Without further ado, if y'all ready, I'm ready.
Ready.
Go.
Let's go.
So once again, white male, Hispanic male officer, shot and killed a 17, 18-year-old teen. So I'm gonna start with Nene. What's on your mind, Nene?
I mean, first of all, it's very disturbing to, of course, see another young Black man, being taken down by the gun. My heart definitely goes out to his parents and his family for that. And then, like I said, before, it's just really disturbing that this is something that's becoming a regular, on my TV, that I'm constantly having to see, our young men being taken down, and it's like with no penalties. So I just have questions as to what, they plan on doing about it, because it's getting out of hand.
Thank you so much to start us off. Sister Chrissy, what's on your mind?
I was thinking about like our last panel and how we were talking about, the police were formed as the slave catchers and stuff, and just how they just had that same mentality nowadays. You know what I'm saying? We're running away. If we don't stop, you know what I'm saying, they kill us. And if they catch us, they put us right back in slavery.
Thank you so much for that. Life coach, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I first want to say rest in peace to the little homie that lost his life. You know, it was unfortunate. But what's on my mind is that Black men gotta stay at home. Black men gotta start making better choices.
Mm.
And if you're a single mother out there, you also have to make better choices too. You know, because not sure if everybody's seen the video or know the backstory, but you know, clearly the young fella was involved in some things he shouldn't have been involved in. And whether that's a cop or whether that's a guy, his next door neighbor, or a guy around the corner, more than likely you playing around with guns operating outside the law, you know, something's bound to happen to you.
Thank you so much, brother. For Rim, what's on your mind?
Well, I was text about it last night. My sister Jade Arundel, who was out there in DC, actually went to the location because she was hit. And since then, I've watched several videos, and I've watched the body cam footage numerous times. And I have some questions about it. I mean, of course, the young brother wasn't making the best decisions. And I've also seen the tribute video that his homies made, right? Where they are armed to the teeth, all his age and younger, right? With these assault weapons and basically challenging the police. So we know the crisis that's going on with our young Black teens, both men and women. We know the crisis, and we know what we have to do and have more energy when it comes to dealing with them. But again, I am always very suspicious of law enforcement. I don't believe the footage. I don't believe the footage. I'm seeing some things in there that are making me believe that at the time of the shooting, he had no weapon on him. He might have had it in the beginning, and that's where they get that initial photo from. But at the time of the shooting, they were looking for the weapon. And that's clearly heard on the footage. And the weapon was found nowhere near where they dropped that young man at. So, you know, I have a lot of, you know, questions when it comes to doctoring of this footage, who had the footage before it was released and things of that nature. But not to steer away from our responsibility as parents, as elders in the community. We do, and I agree with the brother, we must do a better job, you know, as Black men in the community to gear these young people into the proper direction. They have become very cynical of anything that is immediately incorporated into their lives as they should be. They have viewed, this is the only generation that has consistently viewed themselves being lynched in the street, consistently viewed in prison systems, consistently watch and witness themselves to live a life without hope. You understand what I'm saying? This is an energy that if we don't harness and move in a proper direction, it's going to continue to be self-destructive. And at that point, we will have no future at all. At all. We will be systematically wiped out within a matter of a few years.
It's a scary feeling, bro, when you got a 9-year-old and a 12-year-old and you hear You say that, bro. We'll say that conversation for another day. Thank you so much, brother Kareem. And Donnie, what's on your mind?
Man, what's next? You know, like, where do we go from here? You know, rest in peace. We lost another one of our young soldiers. You know, and as Life Coach spoke on, and Kareem furthered it. Kareem, the elder furthered it. I'm speaking from someone who lived that life. You know, all who know me and have grew up with me, I'm from the DC area. You know, I done been all through uptown, all throughout Northeast, the South Side, all throughout PG County, some Montgomery County areas, all out certain parts of VA, committing crime, running from them peoples. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those brothers who's actually fortunate to still be like living a life right now in what you would call a so-called freedom outside of the prison system. You see what I'm saying? So it's got to come to a point to where we got to be able to show our youth that there is some type of hope. We got to be able to show them that this ain't what it's about. The only reason that you should have a firearm is to protect your family from those who are really trying to bring you harm. There's no reason that you should have any weapons on you and out here ready to hunt and flaunt it to bring forth unnecessary attention to yourselves. The best way to go about that is to let nobody know that you even have that. That's the best way to be rolling around, is for you to be alias on the low and on your dolo, on the lonesome, if you choose to want to go that route. But we can't continue to live this nigger facade, because that's what it is. You're supposed to be a brother of integrity, a brother that can stand on his 10 toes and go out here and be willing to risk your life for your family. Not for a community that don't love you. Not for a society that have never shown you anything in your interest.
I'll give you all the time. You got any more to say?
Where do we go from here?
Well, there's only one place we can go. And our people have been skirting around it for so long. We have to leave these people alone. We have to govern ourselves. There is no other place to go. They have already declared war. They have no more resources. They have no prestige. Everything that they have is on its way out. And what they're doing now is trying to make sure that they take us out of here with them. The only place for us to do is to become self-sufficient, self-governing. And it is not that difficult. You just have to have the courage to be responsible for yourself, responsible for each other. That is the most courageous and revolutionary act there is. The ability to say no and to own your labor. That is it. Once you come to the realization that you own your labor, that you have the power to say no, then you can make the proper move. We can make the proper adjustments because you're not relinquishing that power to anybody else. That's simple as that. You are not relinquishing that power to anybody else. You have the ability to claim ownership of you and yours. And then you can move accordingly. It's just that simple. That's where we go from here. We've had all the speeches. We've had all the leaders. The blueprint and the format is there. Nobody's following it. We have many great examples, from Garvey to the NOI to the Black Panther Party. You have all the formats, all the great people. Naeem Akbar, Jawaza Kunchufu, Khalid Muhammad, right? You have everything there. Now we just have to implement it.
Brother Kareem, let me ask you a question. When you was giving your response to the question I asked you, what's on your mind, you had said something that stuck out to me. You said you have a lot of questions. So I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna start with you first. You say you had a lot of questions, but the one question you have about, I don't know, it's about this or this period or what's going on.
What was the question?
So in your response when I asked you what was on your mind, right? You said, when that stuck out, you said that I have a lot of questions. So if you had one question, what would that be? I want to know, like you say you have a lot, but what's the main question you have after this latest police killing of a Black teen?
Like I said, I don't question much. The only thing I question is why haven't our people come to the realization that we are in a war and have been in a war?
Because they're distracted by so many other things. Like, they can't focus on that. Like, society tells them, like, with the videos, the artists and all that stuff, like, they're distracted by other things that they can't focus on the bigger picture.
Exactly.
That's what the problem is.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
Like, when is it going to be enough? Like, when are we going to realize that treating your woman as a bitch and treating your brother as a nigger and calling the so-called smart ones nerds and geeks and shit, and rather be situated in the midst of all the thugs and criminals?
It's exciting.
And, you know, like, when is it just ever going to be enough? When is we going to realize that we are like a cancer to ourselves? And, you know, when it comes to the shit that moves us, you know what I'm saying? The things that, you know, like we always seem to just be like led to a certain energy. And if the energy ain't violent, if it ain't disrespectful, if it ain't making the man out to be so-called hard and making the woman to be so-called flaunted and full of ego and all this stuff, it's just like, we don't want no parts of it. So it's like, when are we ever going to realize that we have the power to really stop all this shit?
It's coming. It's slow. It's definitely a slow process. But again, just like the sister said, the distractions are mean. Like, we can be right here, right? Us right here on this platform, speaking what we speaking, engaging and encouraging each other. It's only a few of us. Outside of that, they have a 24-hour blitz of every distraction, from the music to the culture to religion to politics, just the television alone. I used to tell dudes when I was behind the wall, you want to keep your girl with you? Anytime you're on that phone with her, anytime she comes to spend an hour on a visit with you, you have to be more impactful than anything she getting outside of that wall. You cannot be her stress point. You have to make sure you engage in her mentally, spiritually, and physically. Because once she leaves, she gets bombarded with every other negative connotation of who you are. You're a nigga, you're locked up, you're a convict, you're never coming home. All this shit, you've been left alone, all that.
Right.
She got to deal with all that.
And then, you know, like, not to cut you off, brother, but like, even with that platform right there, like, it starts with the father, then it goes down to the mother, then it trickles down to the children. You understand what I'm saying? Like, nobody thinks about their actions when it comes to the kids and how it's affecting them. Like, they're getting this behavior from somewhere. Like, the reason the little boy had the gun, I don't know. And I'm not going to sit here and speculate or whatever the case is. But fact of the matter is, he was not supposed to have it. He was not licensed to carry this gun. It's learned behavior. And like I said, like, once we stop tuning into these videos, once we stop purchasing their songs and all this other stuff and entertaining the shows and all that, then we can get their attention, because they have nothing else to do. They have nothing else to pay attention to. But it's like, go ahead.
And again, we have the time now. We have the time now. People are not realizing it. We have our children home now with this COVID. They're not in school or anything. We could be teaching our children everything that they need right now.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's what I was going to say.
We
got them. But look at the numbers. Let us not go into this and have blinders or looking at it at one point. Understand what we're working with. We're working with a divine ignorance that's been under divine threat for close to 600 years.
Right.
You got to unpack all that. We have now 3 or 4 generations of black men who believe that being criminal is a revolutionary act. They don't know the difference between a revolutionary liberator and a criminal. Right. Criminals break the law. Revolutionaries challenge it. It's a difference. It's a dynamic. So when these young boys have these weapons, they have to understand what they're holding. They don't understand that, but the police forces and the military do. That's why they're taking them out in mass numbers. Right. If you don't know what to do with your chess pieces, you're going to always lose.
I ain't want to cut you off.
We lost our queens. That's the main piece.
Right.
You don't have the divine intelligence of the black woman behind you, in front of you, and on your side, you're done.
Definitely.
White society has the black woman's whole essence.
Yep.
They employ her, they educate her, they make love to her, they have everything there for her. If you don't get that back, your babies are going to run amok.
We got 2 more people. Let me get them involved, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to cut y'all off. Thank y'all so much.
No, y'all was okay.
But like I said, let me get
how I get.
Coach, and let me get Chrissy involved in the conversation. So, life coach.
No, because I was just thinking, okay, you know, like the Black Panthers. I think I had an argument one time with somebody because, you know, me and that word black, I really don't use too much and stuff. But I was like, you really got to look at what they was doing. They was feeding their communities. They was teaching their community. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that we need to restart doing. That's how I think the change is going to start. Is like when we really start to, you know, come together in our communities and start to build it up. That's the only way things are going to change. That's how we're going to get the kids away from these videos and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Build studios for them and show them how to make their own music without all the violence and the drugs and the sex and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's how you do it.
Right.
Life coach, go.
I gotta piggyback off of what Chrissy's saying. You know, it's really about putting the energy into the youth now, because, you know, like say like the young man that just lost his life, when they get to that point, 16, 17, 18, and they're already out of control, you know, or they already got their mind made up rather, you know, it's kind of too late. You know, you can still speak to them, you shoot your shot at them, and I don't encourage turning our backs on them at that point, you know, but if we're talking about what's next is them little ones that's depending on you for their every move. You know what I mean? They need you to bathe them. They need you to teach them how to read. They need you for everything. The energy got to go towards that bunch because that bunch is really going to be the ones that have the opportunity to change the way we're asking for change. The type of change we're talking about, I highly doubt that any of us will even ever see it.
Agreed.
But that group, that young, them 5 years old and under, they really got a real opportunity to see that. You know what I mean? But they not gonna get that. They're gonna fall into the cycle if we don't put all this energy, this right energy, into that group right there. It's just going
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Cause just saying that, you know, that age range, the 16, I really don't think, you know what I'm saying, you shouldn't put your energy into them, because like, say guys like y'all all get together and get a bus and take them kids out of the city and show them what a different life can be. You know what I'm saying? Like that. It's no telling how many kids' lives you can change like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just about what you do for them and how you show them the different ways. Sometimes talking isn't going to do it. Sometimes you have to be about action.
Go ahead,
well, sis, this the thing. Like Donnie, like my man, Cool Rob, like my other man is on. We all been 16, 17, and 18. So like I said, it's not about turning your back on a 16-year-old. But my point is this. When you're 16, and we've been 16, as young men, and you got your mind made up, ain't nobody about to just pick you up and take you on no trip nowhere and change your train of thought. You already got your train of thought made up.
You don't know that, and that's the thing about it is, you know, you can't. To me, you can't really say that because you don't know that. You know what I'm saying? You go into the community and you start interacting with these boys and stuff, and then you say, hey, I want to show y'all something different. So it's just about what you want to put into it.
So let me say this. Is it safe to say that you can pretty much reach those that you can, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't stop reaching out to everybody. Right. Those you can save. You understand what I'm saying? The ones you can't, just pray for them. Sure. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I understand what you're saying, Anel. Like, I get what you're like. It is hard to talk to a teenager. I have teenage nieces. Like, I don't have kids, but I have teenage nieces, and I understand it's very difficult to reach them. But I'm not gonna stop talking. You understand what I'm saying? Until it's sexy. You understand?
See, that's my thing is the word talking. I mean, what does talking ever get?
I mean,
I show too. About the actions.
I show too. We go out, we hang out. You know what I'm saying? We go shopping. We do all types of. We talk on the phone.
Sometimes you don't realize like how impactful that'll be. Because like even with my man and stuff, like he's like, I wonder like why I didn't turn out that certain way. And I was like, you had people in your life that actually looked out for you. You know what I'm saying? They showed you the wrong so that maybe you wouldn't go down that path and stuff. And you didn't go down that path. You became a hardworking man. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. We got to stop talking and start putting in action.
I hear what you're saying, sis. Right? And I'm going to raise my hand on that. I'm going to tell you like this. My father was my first enlightener. I say this all the time. My father was my first enlightener. My father was part of the firstborn of the nation of gods and earths. He was actually with Father Allah, formerly Clarence 13X. When I was born, he went into the nation. And he was also practicing Sunni Muslim after that. So he was in my life. So was my mother. I skipped a grade in middle school. So I'm no dummy. You understand? But I was still drawn to the streets and I was in the streets. So now when I come home, I'm doing everything that's supposed to be done. I graduated high school at 16. I was young in college and went to the service and still made costly decisions that sent me back and forth to jail. And subsequently, the last bit was a 10-year stretch. So you can have these people in your life and still make the wrong decisions. It's the draw of the street. You have to be more of an influence than those streets. I'm working with young fathers right now. I worked with gangs before I was doing that. I was part of Cure Violence for 8 years. I worked with those gang members that had that on their waist. And we are telling them, just like the sister said, sometimes you cannot talk to them. We would be mediating situations, and the minute we leave, one of them get their head knocked off. Some of them are hard-headed, like the brother said. Their minds are already made up, but that doesn't mean we stop. The thing is that we have to create institutions. The sister said the Panthers were winning because they were the institutions in the community. They fed the people. They were the healthcare providers of the people. They were the educators of the people. They were the political representatives of the people, and they were armed. So every institution that white people said that we needed them for, the Panthers took over. We didn't need nobody. Nobody in Oakland had to go anywhere outside of the Panthers. And because of that, and the format and the platform, it spread. We are not the institutions in our communities. We don't even have enough to keep our sisters on our side. You have to replace that in order for people to believe in you. You cannot just talk it.
Right.
You have to make sure you are the institution. The people cannot go outside of that organization for no need. And that is part of the pulling out process. But it's up here because we have Black doctors, we have Black scientists, we have Black business people, we have Black everything. There's not an element in this society where there is not a Black face, but their mind is washed.
Right.
Right.
And let me move on to the next one, y'all. First of all, thank y'all so much. I can see tonight it's something serious and it's coming from the heart. And y'all was bringing it, but I do have another question. I'm gonna start with you, Nene. First of all, God bless his soul and to the family of the teen that was killed. But should the teen have some fault of this latest incident?
I mean, and I hope this doesn't rub anybody the wrong way, but we are all held accountable for our actions. And, you know, may he rest in peace. But when he decided to take that weapon, to walk around with this weapon, like you decided to put your life, you know, in the hands of them. Like you made a conscious decision to say, regardless of the consequences, I'm still going to do what I want to do anyway. Whether it was him carrying the gun or whether one of his boys was carrying the gun, like you knew the weapon was there, I'm sure. Like nobody can say that they didn't know, I'm sure. But I just feel like everybody should be held responsible for their actions. And I don't wish this on anybody by any means. Never. Never.
Thank you,
but, you know.
Finished?
Yeah, I'm done.
Chrissy, you next.
I'm like Brother Kareem on this one. I'm kind of questioning the video to even question if he had a gun. Now, if he did have the gun, should he have been doing what he was doing? No. Now, if he didn't have the gun, if he ran, if he stayed still, it was a 50% chance he was going to get shot anyway. So, you know. But if he ran, you know, yeah, it's kind of his fault. You know, we already know what they're going to do, though, so.
We all know.
Going to you next, life coach.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really the one that like to say what's somebody's fault, you know. But you operating outside the law, anything is possible.
Donnie.
Yeah, I agree with D, the life coach. I don't like to point fingers. I just like to look at the whole situation. And I'm going to say it again. I used to live that life. I used to be one of those who toted up and strapped up every day, couldn't go nowhere without it. That's how I ended up getting jammed up myself. know what I'm saying? I had it on my background, which been screwing me over for the past fucking 10 years. I ain't been able to get the right job because every time they run my social security, I got filed on. You know what I'm saying? And it labeled me as some type of threat and don't want to hire me even though I'm qualified for the job. But the thing is, it's there's so many questions I could bring when it comes to that. Like, is it a product of the environment type thing? Is it just blatant systemic racism? Just showing their power? You know, is it, or was it, you know, did he choose that life? You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling, you know, we don't know the youngin', and as D said, you know, when I was 16 and 17, you know, my moms did a great job of raising me. I still think about certain things and values that she instilled in me when I was young, and I didn't understand then, but I understand now that I have children. So I understand, you know, sometimes it's not all just parents doing a bad job raising their children. It's not always the case, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it can actually be just the youth out here trying to live that life, what they call, you know, which is, I say it again, it's a facade, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing good that comes out of it. You know, we done heard this story forever. You know, it's either a jail cell or you put in the dirt. That's the ending of that story, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's like a short movie, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta figure out a way to really like Karim said, put together some institutions, whether it be, if we gotta raise money to, you know, and I ain't trying to, you know, go at the entertainment people and all that and try to ask them for anything because like Grim said, they minds is scrubbed. You see what I'm saying? And they are part of, you know, the reason of why our youth was turned out this way. You see what I'm saying? They help promote and bring forth that energy from them, you know what I'm saying, to get paid. But we gotta figure out a way to just try to, you know, bring up more recreation centers, you know what I'm saying? Try to lay down more ball courts or something. We gotta open up more businesses and shit, open up more job opportunities, show them that there's another way that we can live without this system. And then we can start moving forward to removing ourselves away from this system as a whole, because the system is really what's really like keeping a vice grip on us. You know what I'm saying? And it's slowly unwinding, but the grip is still there. You know what I'm saying? So until we unloosen it completely and remove our neck from up out of it, then it's gonna always have a hold on us.
We'll finish off with Brother Karim.
I'm going to take the fault on that. Anytime that happens, I always take the fault on it because I look at myself as someone who's supposed to be much more visible. That youngin' didn't get my message. He wasn't on none of my social media platforms. You dig what I'm saying? And I have ties to the DC area. My mother's from DC. One of the most famous addresses in DC is connected to my family, 409 M Street. My family was 407 M Street. You dig what I'm saying? I was there. I know DC. You understand? So anytime this happens anywhere, my whole thing is, yeah, that's on my watch, man. I got to take the fault for that because I wasn't a bigger influence than them streets was to him. You dig? I don't know the particulars about who raised him up, what set he was moving around and out there, and it shouldn't matter because our voice needs to be much more impactful. We got to get out. We got to be more visible. These videos that we doing here has to be shown more than any other video. We supposed to be knocking out all that shit because our message is supposed to reach them. We're supposed to have that because we love them. Simple as that. So we have to be a bigger influence than they are.
I'm gonna right back to you with the next one, Brother Karim. So, why do they shoot? Actually, it's a question from the viewer too, y'all. Why do they shoot first and then ask questions later, Brother Karim?
Because that's their policy. That's policy nationwide. That is their policy. That's why they get away with it. People don't understand. They are in the legal framework of their actions. They're not trained to shoot no other way other than lethal all the time. That's in their framework. And the lawyers know it, the legislators know it, everybody knows it except for the Black people, except for the victims. They're legally within their right to do what they're doing because they have a system that protects it. They got police unions, everything within a framework. That's why it takes so long. Even though we're watching it in real time, we see that, we're witnessing it. But when you get into the legalities of it, when you get into the policies, when you get up into these statutes, they are within those frames. The ones who go against that frame are the only ones who ever get the slap on the wrist. If they don't go outside of the framework or within that policy, they walk away scot-free. They walk away. It's legal. And if it's not legal, but by the time they get into the courtroom, there's a way for them to wiggle up out of it. That's simple. If you look at how they, listen to how they be charged. That's how I knew Zimmerman was going to walk. Listen to how they charged them. And then you look up the laws. And then you see how they charge the jury. This is within their framework. And then it is now new law. They construct a whole new law where they close the legal loopholes that they had as far as staying your ground and things of that nature. It's police policy to use lethal force. Just listen to what they say at these press conferences and things of that nature. And the lawyers know. That's why they tell a family, shut up. You're going to get this bread. Don't speak out against it. Make sure you don't incite no violence because you're getting ready to get this bread. We're sorry for him. He's gone now. Now y'all have to live and take this payday. But here the people get duped, the conscious people, the protesters, the ones that's out there looking and saying, yo, this is wrong. How can they do it? They are being duped and led astray. It's policy. They're within that framework. And as long as you flinch, that gives them the reason to go ahead and do what they got to do. First of all, your black skin is a threat enough. Mm-hmm. Don't be angry. Don't be youthful. Don't be able-bodied and flinch. That's it. It's in their framework. Just look at the laws. That's all you have to do. Look at the police policies in that area. Look at the legalities of what they allow them to do. Why is that not public record? Why is it not public record what they get trained on when they go through the academy? That should be public record. Everybody should be able to have that book. When I was inside, there was a black sister that was a civilian worker for corrections. When she came through, they had warned her about me. They told her, don't get too close to him. He's a black radical. He's a Panther. Don't get too close to him. And she showed me the civilian handbook of working in the New York State Department of Corrections, where it says you're not even supposed to hug them. You're not supposed to be pleasant with them because those are human traits and we don't treat them like that. It's within the frameworks. You just can't be mad and emotional about it. You got to look at what is legally acceptable for an officer of the law. What can they determine as a threat to their life? And once the call went out that he was armed, young and black, and they mix that with the area that they're already in, they're already on go. They're already on go.
Right. Let me go to Chrissy. Chrissy, you got...
Once again, I think it boils down to that slave catcher mentality. You know what I'm saying? It's just, we run, they shoot. That's what they're trained to do. That's what they've been trained to do for the last 600 years. It's in their framework. It's in their policies. When they see the color of our skin, it's either you stop, or if you do anything and we feel like it's a threat to our life, we kill you.
Nene.
Yes.
Why do they shoot first, ask questions later?
I mean, the only thing I can say is I can agree with brother, Kareem. Like, that's what they're trained to do. They know they're gonna get away with it, and it starts from the powers beyond, even them. They know it's okay, so they're gonna do it. They're gonna send you out there because I feel like they're just trained to just pluck us off one by one. We are enemy to them, like you said. We are enemy to them. And the less of us it is, the better off it'll be for them. And I just agree that it's just better now that we start teaching the young ones, what it really is out here, so that they'll know. Because of course, like Donnell said, like, we're not going to see the change, but it's our job now to instill all that in them, so that they're not continuing to live like this, so that they don't have to deal with, armed forces that, are trained to kill them. Because at the end of the day, we decide. We just lost track of that. We decide who we put in these positions. We decide all of that. But like I said, we're so distracted by all the other stuff, like we lose focus of what powers we hold.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like it's, our responsibility to instill this in as many people, as we can. Like I said, I may not change everybody's mind, but I'm out here to reach at least one person, so that one person can reach another one person, and so forth and so forth. But I can't really explain why they do it, but it's just what they're trained to do.
Life coach.
Yeah, I mean, along with what everyone else is saying, for the most part, man, like yourself too, Rob, I had a little history in the security world, in DC, and did some SPO work, some years back. And it's definitely a one of the first lessons in SPO isn't, certified DC police officer, not on that level, but you got your little rules, your little jurisdictions where you can, do some things. Mm-hmm. As I'm sure you know, Rob.
Right.
But definitely, even what I mean is, even on that level, first thing they tell you is you get back home to your family. By all means. So, that's my only thought on it is, it's like everybody's saying, it's a policy, and they're taught that, like I said, from day one. Because if they were telling us that as security guards, I can only imagine what they were telling, the DC police officers or any police officers,
And last, Brady.
Yeah, I agree with everybody on the panel. I'm just going to, take it a little further and just say, most of them really are like the descendants of KKK, and and so-called founding fathers and stuff like that. These are people who came over here and did your ancestors dirty. Their ancestors were the ones who came over here and did your ancestors dirty. You know what I'm saying? And still to this day, they're legally doing us dirty. You see what I'm saying? That's just basically all I got to say on it. You know what I'm saying? They know exactly what they're doing. They have laws written in the Constitution that where they can get away with treating us a certain way. So we need to really understand that. And like Sister Nene said, we need to put that in our youth and constantly bang it in their head. Like our parents used to tell us, I'm going to bang it into your head until you get it. We need to bang it into their head until they get it, that the system was never for them. So we need to understand that this is the time where we need to look out for one another. We need to start building family again. We need to start remembering cousins again. We need to start remembering who going to go see aunties and uncles and talking to our grandparents and standing next to their sides again. This is the type of shit we need to get on. We need to start banging that into their head. That's all I'm going to say on it, Rob.
I'm going to come right back to you with the next one. So this is a question from another viewer. Why don't the police use rubber bullets? Right? Why don't they use rubber bullets? I mean, you can stop and apparently you can shoot somebody, and that's powerful enough to stop somebody whatever they're doing. Why not use rubber bullets than regular bullets? If regular bullets will kill. Donnie.
Yeah, they're not gonna use rubber bullets because they just part of the chain. They part of the system, and they already have been like on full notice that their hires have already put all the weaponry in the streets. The weaponry that these youngins run around getting is coming from them.
Exactly.
They not going to come out here with no rubber bullets and then you find real things at them. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Yep.
it was a war created that they had the upper hand on anyway because they doing it. They got the powers that be working with them and on their side. So once the youth take these firearms in their hand, you don't put yourself in that war field. You out there you really in the battlegrounds now. You ain't just a fish in the pond no more. You out there with the sharks now. Once they got any type of whiff that you on, yeah, they coming at you full T now, and they ready to take your head off. Cause this is the shit that they go and practice on every day and shit. And they discuss this shit with their families. A lot of them can't wait for the action. Some of them be so bored, that's why they end up shooting brothers like that, and letting their pistols blow and shit, man, because they be sometimes just don't get no action, and they be waiting for any given moment for them to just get into some live action on one of those who are not their kind. You see what I'm saying? So, they definitely not gonna come out there with no rubber bullets. They ain't doing that.
Chris.
I'm in agreement. So rubber bullets, like we got guns, you know what I'm saying? Not only that, knives, anything can be used as a weapon. So they're not gonna come to any situation with a rubber gun. And not even at them protest events. They might have some, but not all.
Them machine guns, they not playing.
Life coach.
Can't go in the streets with no rubber bullets, man. You can't be in the streets with no rubber bullets. I don't care whether you got a uniform on or not, man. You can't be in the streets with no rubber bullets. Who asked that question, Rob?
A viewer.
Yeah, I don't want to be the viewer, you know what I'm saying? But
you got to expose that person, man.
Nah, be honest with you, I'm gonna tell y'all some serious shit though. To be honest with you, somebody who knew the boy that got killed.
That's what's up.
Real?
Yeah,
No questions are dumb questions.
serious shit though.
Right.
No questions are
I know some names, but this is the person who I got connected to, who knew the team.
Okay.
I spoke to him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, allegedly he had a gun, so they wasn't coming to the situation with no gun, with no rubber bullets.
Yeah, because they posted it, right?
Right.
We don't really know all the details in that. We just trying to really gather all the information. What we know for a fact is that they done killed another one of our young brothers. We know that. Now, all we can do is analyze the whole situation and look at it from its highest and the lowest. The highest of it is another wake-up call for us and shit to really come together. We need to start taking these shit, for example, and realize that we need each other more than ever. We need to really thoroughly understand that. And then the negatives we get from this shit is we got to really change our environment. Like I said, people want to continue, and we go back and forth with our elders and trying to encourage our youth to go vote and do this and do that. These are the type of questions we need to be raising at them voting polls. And when they go attend those damn meetings, somebody need to just speak out and let them know, look, we'll vote for you if you're going to guarantee us these type of changes. If you're going to do these type of changes, then there's the type of shit that's going to bring forth some type of substance for us moving forward. But other than that, man, I don't know where we're going from here, because a lot of us is too really like brainwashed, and like Sister said, they distracted on many levels. And it really don't, it's not real to them until it hit home. It really don't become real to them until it hit home. You know what I'm saying? Or someone close to you, and you know what I'm saying? And you grieving, or you sitting there right there in the room with someone's mother grieving. Or you sitting there right there in the room with someone's brother or children, and got to look them in their eyes and explain to them that they daddy ain't coming home. You know what I'm saying? Or their mama won't be here anymore. You know what I'm saying? So we got to really realize that this shit is not a fucking thing. It's you know, it's our lives out here at jeopardy every day. You know, you ain't got to just be out here dealing in that lifestyle. You know, as we can see, brothers jogging and, you know, just going about their business and, you know, and getting caught up in crossfire, you know, and people being justified and going in people's houses and killing our sisters overnight. You know what I'm saying? So we need to realize that this, you know, it's an all-out war on the indigenous people of this country and shit. It's an all-out war on us and shit. And if we don't understand that and shit, then we're going to continue to perish. And that's just what it is.
Nene.
Yes, sir.
Question was
The rubber bullets.
rubber bullets, right? So you gotta answer it.
I mean, I agree with Donnie. No question is a dumb question. But I just think it's an obvious answer to the question. From what we were saying earlier, like they are armed for a reason, you know what I'm saying? Like they are trained to shoot to kill. They're not gonna bring rubber bullets to a scene where it's not gonna do anything. Cause like Chrissy said, like they can have a knife, you know, the suspect can have a knife or anything can be used as a weapon. So it wouldn't make sense to bring, you know, guns with rubber bullets in them. But yeah.
Before I get to Karim, let me ask you this, because I saw 3 facial expressions when I said that the person that answered the question knew the boy. Why was the facial expression?
Because I just started to I felt bad. And I just wanted to tell him if he's still watching or she's still watching, like, I'm so sorry for your loss. I really am.
Life coach, you made a facial expression. Why was the facial expression?
To facial expression to what?
When I said that the question, remember you was like, who asked that question, Rob? And I said the person who actually knew the boy asked the question. Yeah. And then you kind of, why?
Oh man, just surprised that did you actually spoke to someone or, you know, had a connection to someone that close to the situation. That's all, just surprised. You know?
I learned from Brother Karim about research, and Donnie, you made a facial expression. Why?
Same thing what you just said. You know, that was fast. You know what I'm saying? That was real fast. Like ain't no question a dumb question. I learned that in my research. You know what I'm saying? You even if you are a fool to someone who think that you are because you asked that question, you only a fool for a moment. Once you know, you ask that dumb question again. You see what I'm saying? So ain't no question, dumb question and shit. You know, we learn every day. You know what I'm saying?
And Brother Karim, you rubber bullets versus regular bullets.
Because they know what they built. They know what they built. They built an enemy. They built an adversary. They know that there is no way that they can come into any community where we reside in and not have the upper hand. That's why they come in groups. That's why they come with lethal weapons. They cannot do anything with us on a fair scale. They can't fight, so they can't beat us. They can't outthink us because we live in those communities. So they have to come prepared to kill. They know what they built. They know what they built. So they have to be in constant advantage. Constant advantage. And sometimes, especially now in 2020, it is more fiscal to kill one of them, to kill one of us, than it is to save the life. It makes more dollars and cents.
Right.
You understand? They're playing for space now, for time and space. And they know that they are in a war. They know that. Same war that's been going on since 1619. This is the same exact war. We are in the same exact space. The only thing now is technology. These are the same lynchings. We the same group of people that Nat Turner and Gabriel Prosser were. We are the same people with the same numbers. Everybody wasn't with Nat and Gabriel and Harriet. Everybody wasn't with them. Everybody wasn't with Malcolm. Malcolm was right there doing his thing, and Nicky Barnes and them was selling dope right there.
Right.
Everybody wasn't listening. When we do this, we have to understand this is the same war. The same 5% of the population is going to be aware and woke. That's all. Now you're just at a space within your mind that you're realizing it. Damn, our numbers are short. Same thing. Each of you on this panel have the same energy as Malcolm, as Winnie, as Asada, the same energy. And what you're facing is the same thing they faced. So now we got to double down and utilize the tools just like they did. They utilized tools that they did that their predecessor didn't have. So now we got to use this technology because shit, if Huey and them could galvanize a nation without the internet, right? They literally had to write the Panther Party paper with hand and bullshit typewriters, spending hours. And here we can utilize this shit at the speed of light. All we got to do is share it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We got to double down our efforts. We're in the same space, the same war, with the same snitches, the same coons, the same everything. It's just moving faster now.
Right.
That's why I say it's moving and we're making slow increments, but we're going to be there. Trust. I was raised to believe that we'd never see no Obama. You dig what I'm saying? That's how I was raised. And my mother, she passed 15 years ago, so she never seen him, but my father did. You understand what I'm saying? So just because I'm here doing what I'm doing, my daughter may see it and I may see it with her, but it's going to be bloody. We're going to be up to our elbows in blood and guts because we got to get busy. There's no way around that. Right. There is no way around it. We have to do it. So when we seeing these deaths happen, we feel the ways because we know it was unnecessary. We know it was for nothing, that his life was taken and he wasn't doing anything political. He wasn't doing anything to liberate himself or our people. So we keep mourning because these are lives that are snuffed out before they reach the potential. But let him have been a George or Jonathan Jackson at 17, making some move. We didn't mourn when the brother in Dallas got knocked off after he killed 8 of them police. Ain't nobody shed a tear for him. Ain't nobody shed a tear for the brother who came from Maryland to New York City and popped 2 motherfucking pigs in Bed-Stuy and got on a train. We don't know if he really ate a bullet or if they killed him. Ain't nobody shed a tear for him because we seen that and we recognize that he had the consciousness to move in that manner. But when we keep seeing these innocent people going to with the daily lifestyle that they live in, getting picked off, or these kids that's involved in this gang and negativity getting picked off, we mourn because we like, damn, here y'all got the courage, y'all got the guns, but y'all wasting this shit. So now we feel sad. But if they were soldiers in our army having a determined effort to get rid of these people, we wouldn't be crying. We'd dust their ass off, put them in a uniform, and we're going to be licking shots at their funeral.
Chrissy, if it is true that he had a gun, why is a 17, 18-year-old carrying a gun?
Who knows? The lifestyle, thinks it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Just anything.
Life coach.
Not sure, man. Not sure. That's why earlier, man, I just touched on, fathers got to stay at home, man, because, when you chop the head off the family, all type of things is going wild, man. I could go back to me being 10 years old and when my father left home. That energy, man, where everything went, once Dad left home, was a whole, it turned into a circus, man. You know, so that disciplinary, man, that man, when he step in that door, and how everybody's energy is different, when your father step in that door, man, it's, you know, it's impeccable, man. You know, so you know, dads just got to stay home, man. It's my first thought when I hear these stories, but you never know the exact reason why the young fella, you know, had the piece, or if he did have the piece, however that goes. But
right,
you know, that's my thoughts on that.
Meaning,
I don't really want to, you know, speculate as to why he had the gun. Only he and his friends know if indeed he did have the gun. I just can't stop agreeing with, you know, Brother Kareem. Like, I'm listening to him and it's like I'm hearing that echo because he speaks just like, you know, my significant other, and I can't agree with you more. Like, it's time that we start arming our kids to be able to fight for the righteous cause and not just no bullshit, because they are out here dying for absolutely fucking nothing. And it's really sad, and it's even more sadder at the rate that it's going. And then it's like you have all these innocents as well that are getting caught in the crossfire, and for what? Nobody fucking knows. And it's just high time that, you know, we get these kids on board, and even some of the adults, as many as we can, get them on board and educate them as to what's really going on. Because we were never meant to, you know, outshine the white man. That was never part of their plan. But in my opinion, I feel like they know in so many words they created a monster and they're afraid. I can't stress enough, like, they're afraid of us. You know, so I feel like we should really make them afraid of us, but in the right way. You know, we have to stand up and we have to say enough is enough, because I don't want to wait anymore for people to figure out what's going on. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of watching. When I turn on my TV in the morning, it's another dead body in the streets in my neighborhoods, places where I ran around when I was a kid. You know, places where my nieces and nephews still run around. Like, it's hurtful. And like I said, I don't know why the gun was even present, and we all know where they're getting it from. But, you know, again, that's another story too, but that's just my opinion on it.
Donnie.
Yeah, I don't really want to speculate on why the youngin had a gun and shit, you know, but what I do know is, from someone who used to live that life for a very long time, if you out there in that world, and you know you out there on them corners and you hustling, you getting your money and shit like that, it comes with the territory. You have to have it and shit, because that's a total another world. You know, you got competition out there. You got other so-called crews and other blocks. And when we was young, we didn't have gangs in DC. You know what I'm saying? All of this is some new stuff. You know, we didn't have gangs. It was everybody rep they block. You know what I'm saying? Whatever corner, whatever neighborhood you grew up in, or whatever neighborhood you was around, or where your family was from, that's the little so-called block you claim. You know what I'm saying? But we even had beef amongst each other in those territories and stuff. But it just comes with a part of the territory. You know, that's what said I agree with the brother Kareem and what Sister Nene just said. We gotta start teaching our youth to be sharp and be very skillful when it comes to defending themselves. And we got to start standing up to the beast. We got to start standing up to them. You know, a lot of us it's going to take a lot of us losing our lives in order to right this ship. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it's going to go down. And until then, the only thing I can say is just try to stay close to family. You know what I'm saying? Try to encourage you. Do the best that we can to encourage our youth to stay the hell off them streets.
Brother Kareem.
Listen, he could have had it for various reasons. But like Life Coach said, and this is something that I just spoke on was I had group tonight. Tonight I had my anger management and domestic violence group. And what I always say to them, fathers have to be in the house, right? Just like he said, when you come through that door, there's an energy. Everything stops. First of all, everybody feels secure because the man is in the house. That energy cannot be replaced unless it's another man. Somebody has to be in these homes to teach and give instruction and show that they're in partnership with the woman in that house. So I don't know exactly why or how he had it. I know the intrigue with it because I was that individual myself. You understand what I'm saying? At that age and younger.
Right.
Right? And like Vegan said, I went nowhere without, not to the shower, nowhere. You dig? Because it's not only a security piece that you feel, a power piece that you feel, but it's a scent, that metal, it becomes something that is another vice.
Yeah.
It is a kink that you have that. You understand what I'm saying? That's a very, very powerful draw once you enter that. You can't get away from it. You understand? And it's the same draw that law enforcement has as well. Why are they so amped to use it? You get what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that come with that. And that goes all the way back to the Revolutionary War and all. Once you got the power to take life, you see what I'm saying? That's something totally different. Now you're dealing with somebody who you have to console. If you aren't in that life, you don't know how to speak to that person. You did? So what, I don't know who put it in his hand, where he got it from, or what was the mentality that got him to reach for that. I can only speak from my own experience with it and identify with that. But you can get that same feeling once you got this up here. You dig what I'm saying? I could take somebody's life with my tongue, just that quick. And those young people need to know that. They need to know how to utilize that. They don't have that in them. Because as soon as they're able to walk and talk good, we allow the streets to get them. We allow Cardi to get them. We allow Future to get them. We allow Meek to get them and all this other bullshit.
Right.
So as soon as they're allowed to comprehend some type of idea where they could put 2 and 3 sentences together, they're not speaking what we speaking. We lose them. And they're liable to pick up anything. And that's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So they're picking up guns, or the girls are picking up a thong and some heels and a wig. They're picking up all this stuff that's counter-revolutionary.
Bonus question, y'all. This is actually from a viewer on Facebook. So y'all, I'm about to read it, y'all. Here we go. Hoorah, let me ask you this. It's fucked up that the police that killed that young man. But in this video that's on the internet with all them guns. Now my question, here's this question right here. I'm gonna go to Life Coach first. What if he was one of them guys who was doing the killing out here? How would you feel about that situation? If you was one of those people dealing with their loved ones being killed, Life Coach.
I'm sorry. Let me understand the question again, Rob.
I'm gonna say it one time, right? He said that his question is, what if he was one? I guess talking about the boy that got killed. What if he was one of the? So you know the video where they were showing the guns. You saw that?
I didn't see it. I heard about it.
Okay, all right. So yeah, so there's a video going around and it was a Rackham showing some guns and whatever like that. So the question is, he's saying, what if he was one of the ones doing the killing out here, right? How would you feel about that?
The young boy that got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You saying that the young boy that got killed by the officers, what if he was killing people?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel about that
Yeah,
situation
yeah.
if it was one of your loved ones?
I mean, whether it's one of my loved ones or not, man, I got loved ones that didn't kill people. You know what I mean? And they had to pay for that. So, you know, right is right, wrong is wrong. You know, it's the way I feel about it, man. If you're going to take a life, you know, if a person is out here taking lives, man, you gotta know, man, life for life that's the way it operates, you know.
Sister Chrissy.
Man, this is a hard one because I don't know. This is just hard because it's like, does he deserve that karma? You know, really? You know what I'm saying? Because he could just be out here doing it out of ignorance. And then at the same time, it's like, I don't know, because I mean, it's just loss of our people's lives all around, and it's not a good thing, period, whether he's a killer or not a killer, or, you know, it's just loss of life, period.
Good answer, Sister Chrissy. And Nene, you got anything to say?
I agree with Chrissy. It's just a loss of life, period. It's nothing more than that. I don't care if he was one of the boys in the videos. It's still one of our young Black men that got caught out here in the bullshit. And he didn't have to if he was being raised and taught, you know, the things that he should have been taught instead of being taught how to carry guns and being intrigued by guns. He should have been more intrigued by the knowledge. And like, you know, Brother Krim said, like, that's our fault. You know, I want to take responsibility for that too, because it was just a senseless killing. And no matter, like I said, whether he was wrong, right, or indifferent, nobody deserves to have their life taken. Like, who are you to decide who gets to live and die? Period.
Thank you so much, beautiful sister. Greedy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like, we'll never know what that young man's past life was about. Let me say that first and foremost. And what I will say is that I've been saying it all panel, you know, it comes with that territory, you know. Let's just say, I mean, that could be a general question to anybody that gets their life took. You see what I'm saying? When it comes to these type of situations, or any type of situation just go on in the hood, period. You know, like, when it happened in the hood, and, you know, I done grew up with brothers, you know what I'm saying, who done went to war with each other and sometimes killed one another, you know, and we was all in school, what they call sandbox homies, you know. Brothers grow up and start getting high and, you know, and go their separate ways and pick up certain habits and different routines from others, and, you know, and it could become hazardous, you know what I'm saying? Well, it just comes with the territory. That's all I'm gonna say to that question in general. I really don't want to speak on that young brother's past life because I don't know to speak on it. But what I can say is, anybody that's out there living that life, I know, because when I was out there toting and stuff like that, we done got into certain wars. I'm not going to speak too much on this internet thing, but we done got in certain wars, and I've been robbed numerous of times at gunpoint, and I done did some robbing myself at gunpoint. So I was open up to that territory to, you know, like, I'm in the battlefield. You know, if it happened, I just got to get my draw on first. I got to be the first. While you reaching, I'm going to be squeezing. That was like my motto. So it just comes with the, you know, that territory. So anybody living that life, your life can end that way. You know what I'm saying? And who's to blame for all this? I really couldn't answer that question. I can give you my opinion on it, which I would say the system as a whole. Mm-hmm. But in this year, 2020 that we living in this day and time, like Brother Karim said, in real time, I don't know how long we can continue blaming the system for our foolish ignorances on ourselves. I don't know how long we can continue to blame the system for that. So, you know, that's all I'm gonna say on that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really got too much to say about that one. That was kind of like a loaded question. I hope I answered it in a general purpose.
Take us home, Brother Karim.
Well, I will say this. He's 17 or 18. I've had homies that I've known personally at 14, 15 that put in some serious work. If their life was taken at that time, when will they have the ability to make an atonement for their mistakes? You understand? What if Malcolm would have got shot down at 18? Right? What if, you know, Huey would have not made it past a certain age? You dig what I'm saying? Who is the person that's going to be the judge and the jury in that instant? You dig? Now, I've dealt with family members right in the emergency room, when I know for a fact, because I could see the uniform, that their loved one was banging. And then, because I know the streets and who is who, I know for an absolute fact that they put in work. But when that death is there, that is final. That is certain. You understand what I'm saying? So who are we to pass judgment on what's going on if, in fact, we were at one time in that same mix? The question is very loaded, as the brothers say, you know, and as the sister concurred. It is a loaded question, because at what point do you allow the man to atone for his mistakes? Maybe he wasn't the ones killing. That's how come he didn't know how to maneuver in them streets. Maybe he was just getting involved in it. You dig? There's no saying that he was well seasoned. None of them in that video look well seasoned. They all look foolish. They all look like they need their pops to come and slap them upside their head, because they performing on the film and the video armed to the teeth, like they know what they doing. So none of them look like they well seasoned. They all look like they just trying to fit in this movie role here. You dig? So we don't know. Can't speculate if he one of the ones that got that worked in or not, and he done dropped something. We don't know that. We see from what they portraying, and that instills a fear that causes people to make judgment, but we don't know if he was going home and his family didn't even know what he was doing. This is what these kids are doing now. They fronting for each other, performing for each other. He may have been going home to get on remote learning. We don't know. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know his history. I don't know their history. But when do we allow them to make an atonement for the mistakes that they're making? We'll never know now, because he's gone. You understand?
I understand, brother. Thank you so much for taking us home. Thank you so much, panel, tonight. We went way over 30 minutes, y'all. 30 minutes for Cool Rob. What's on your mind? We went way over 30 minutes. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming back. Life coaching, my man. Just talked to you this morning. Sister Nene, I love you to death. Chrissy, Sister Chrissy, I love you. Brother Karim, you always in NY, man. I'm going to give you a virtual hug.
No doubt.
Man. Donnie, Greedy Big, who questions everything. We've been rolling since 97. Thank you so much for coming back. Man, shout outs. I know this was a serious episode tonight, y'all. Thank you so much for bringing it all, uncut, and this will not be edited, y'all. But do anybody got any shout outs? I'm gonna start out with Sister Chris. You got any shout outs?
Nope. Peace and love to everybody.
Thank you so much. Sister Nene, you got any shout outs?
No. Peace and love.
No shout outs for nothing from neither one of the sisters. Life coach.
You already know I do.
Title, I did that. Donnell Oaks. You got any shout outs, brother?
Man, I just want to say again, rest in peace to the little homie, that lost his life, man. And to all the youngers out there, I just want to say this, man. We got to start fighting up here and stop playing with these pistols, because before they start playing with us with them pistols the way they're doing, they started playing with us up here and in them books. So stop playing with them guns, y'all. Start playing with them books more.
Brother Karim, any shout outs?
Yeah, definitely. I want to give condolences to his family. I believe the brother name is Dion, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely, I want to, send my energy and strength to the whole community of DC, Southeast. Y'all going to need it. My sister Jade Arundel, she's out there working the streets, trying to, provide trauma healing and organize the people so they can move in the future and get past this. Definitely want to shout out everybody on the panel. Again, as always, thank you for inviting me. I'm an open book, man. Look me up on social media, and we can engage in these conversations daily. This is my work. That's what I'm here to do. We got to go further, and no matter how slow we seem to be moving, we are making grounds.
And I'm finishing it off with Greedy. I go to you yet?
Nah, man.
Shout out.
Shout out to the parents. Shout out to the family. Condolences to the young soldier. I hope his parents, will get their peace of mind and be able to move on. And I hope this don't really hurt them to the point that they can't really live their life comfortable anymore. Because I know how that be. I've been around elders, where someone lose a child, you know what I'm saying? That's, you know what I'm saying? I've watched it happen to my grandmother. I've watched it happen to plenty of people around me. I've seen it, turn people sideways, you know what I'm saying? So I really just hope that they, that they got the strength and the energy, you know what I'm saying, to keep themselves moving forward in life. Once again, condolences to his family and everybody who knew him and all of his homies in them who was on that video, if that is a real video, how old it is, if they live in that lifestyle, they need to change. Like D said, they need to start moving with their mind instead of moving out here, in the world and letting everything entice them to want to take somebody's life. Because it starts with the respect that you have for your own life. You wouldn't see, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to hurt or harm any next brother or sister near you, then that should have it should mold your mind into wanting to be a different individual. So, shout out to everybody in the world, peace, love, and light. To the family, all the subscribers that's going to view this, everybody that's going to view this and actually share it to get the message out. We appreciate you all.
Shout out to my subscribers. Thank you so much. And we appreciate all the love and support. Touch and soul, trying to do the thing. Slowly but surely growing, y'all. Rest in peace to the family. Rest in peace to the young Dion. God bless you and God bless your family. Shout out to my beautiful daughters, Raven and Vega. I love you. I love you. I love you. Shout out to the panel. Thank you so much for taking time out your night. We went way over 30 minutes, probably about 45 minutes. I had to change this to 49 minutes for Cool Rob. Like, Coach, think about that. They will stay with 30. So thank y'all for coming back. Like I said, I really appreciate y'all. Brother Kareem, you my man, man. You just understand, I can't wait till I see you in person, brother. Just want to give you a big hug. Beautiful sisters, thank you so much. Taking time out your nights for coming back. Really appreciate you. So kisses to y'all. Life coach, you know how we go.
No problem.
And Donnie, I love you, brother. I saw some raw emotion tonight, man. So I just want you to know, man. I love you, man.
Love you too, brother. Love everybody on the panel, man.
And so we
are prosperity though.
So now we here. So now y'all get y'all chance to tell people where to follow y'all, where they can subscribe. I know y'all got a lot going on. I'm gonna start out with Brother Kareem, all the way from the NY. How can they find you? How can they subscribe to you?
Kareem Johnson on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. That's my government name. Bliz, BLIZ, _ENY Brooklyn is on Instagram as well. All platforms are public. I accept all requests.
Life coach, where can they find you? Where can they subscribe to you at?
Everybody can find me out there on IG and Facebook at Life Coach DO. And on YouTube, my channel is Darnell Oaks. And come shop with me at cityofoakshops.com.
Why you my man? Greedy Vegan, tell them where they can find you and subscribe to you at.
Yeah, Facebook, Indigenous Vegan. My YouTube channel is under Greedy Vegan. I have an Instagram also under Greedy Vegan.
That's right.
Ladies, Chrissy, Sister Chrissy.
I have a group to build on Facebook. You can search it. It's all capital letters. Yeah.
And Sister Nene, where can they find you and subscribe to you at?
You can follow me on Facebook at Nene Nene. I'm on Instagram. It's Too Good For You. And that's it.
That's your name? It's Too Good For You?
Stop judging me.
Okay.
You already know.
And, you can find me at Cool Rob TV. All caps. You can leave comments. You can like, you can dislike, engage. I cannot wait till this come out, y'all. We better have 1,000 comments down at the bottom. Engage with us because we're always looking for the people to come on the show. Facebook, Robert Matthews, and I will be on Twitter very soon. Like I said, on Twitter to send a tweet. All right, y'all. So, last words. I know y'all gonna bring it. Let me get together and get ready. See who I'm gonna go with first. My Mo. I'm gonna go with Sister Nene on this one.
I knew
Hey, girl, he always want to, huh?
like he just be.
Here you go. Last words.
But my last words would definitely be that we have to start sticking together more. I just want us to bring our villages back because I feel like that was the backbone of, our society. And unity is the word for the day. And that's it.
For Sister Chrissy, last words.
It's time to change our mindsets and the way we think. Those are my last words.
Donnie, last words.
Yeah, I want everybody to subscribe to my YouTube channel and engage with me on the build and bring forth all ideas that you can that we can talk about and discuss and put it out there in the world and see what we can bring forth for our youth. I want to see what we can do to really bring forth. But we got to come together and start some GoFundMe's or whatever the case may be. Start some, raise some money, and put it in some funds, some trust funds. Get somebody that we can trust. Or we got to come up with some ideas of where we could do something for our youth, so we can try to get them off the streets. Because a lot of them is on the streets because they want a life. They want a fast life. They want to get money. They want to rush into, living a individual life and be adults early. So we need to start bringing forth some businesses and make them employees. Why not be an employee that can own your own business one day? So we need to start figuring out a way that we can start generating some wealth amongst our community again and putting it all in the youth hands so they will have the power to not really want to choose that negative lifestyle. They already know that they got something good going and they'll be able to take care of their children that they're raising up. So, just engage with me when you see me go live and I post my links and stuff all on my social media. Tap on the link and join the build, voice your opinion, We not, we ain't here to discredit nobody. We not trying to down nobody. We want to build. We here to build each other up and build a family of love and peace and people that we can actually trust. We want to build trust amongst people again. We need to start killing that, can't trust nobody. We should not be able to trust the enemy. You know what I'm saying? But once you're amongst your people, you should be able to trust your people because these are people who you got to depend on in order to defeat the enemy. You know what I'm saying? We have a greater enemy that we are actually warring with. So we gotta just build our communities again with people that we can actually depend and trust. That's my last words.
Brother Karim.
Divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. Get our queens back. We have to get our queens back on the chessboard. That's my last words for this evening.
Always putting on the system, brother. Last but not least, life coach.
Yeah, I just want to say, man, I appreciate the whole panel and respect you all, man. And I just enjoyed the conversation. Because a lot of times with our people, it's hard for everybody to have a conversation, you know, and get together and not going to agree on every single little thing, you know. And we did that without it being all loud and, you know, negative. So I appreciate everybody for voicing their opinions, because all of us matter.
Mhm.
My last words, let's save our children, because the children are our future. And I want to say this to you, the panel, because I can feel the energy, right? I feel some of y'all was down. Y'all getting tired of this stuff, right? And I am too. But I want to tell y'all, like I always say, never give up, never give up, never give up. Thank y'all so much. Once again, y'all, the panel, what's on your mind? 30 minutes with Cool Rob. We went way over 30 minutes, y'all. Might have changed to 49, like I told my boy, life coach. For the life coach, the guy that questions everything, the Black liberation advocate, two beautiful sisters, and I'm Cool Rob. And I always end off every show with Cool Rob is in the building. Over and out. Self-promotion is the best, y'all. Over and out. Over and out, y'all. I'm at the bottom. Over and out, y'all. Thank you so much for all the love and support. We love you. Bye-bye. And we'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.